bunsod ng naitalang 17 individual na ang kanilang naaresto.
Ng Metro Manila Development Authority o MMDA ang No Contact Apprehension Policy o NCAP sa Metro Manila.
Sa ang ilang mga dokumento ay peke. Hindi rin legal ang employment na ipinangako sa kanila.
Sa mata ng batas, mananagot ang sangkot at may sala. Dahil sa bawat paglabag, may karampatang parusa. Alamin ang mga pananagutan sa likod ng mga bawal dito sa Hoy! Bawal Yan!
Kaya huwag mag-alala, ipikit ang iyong mata. Talan ng aking paghinga. Kaya huwag mag-alala.
Isa na marahil ang pag-aabogasya sa may tuturing na mahirap na kurso o prepasyon sa ating bansa dahil bago mo makuha ang 4 na letra na titulo o pagiging attorney, taon ang kailangan mo pagsumikapan, sakripisyo na kailangang tiisin at pagod o puyat na kailangang pagdagumpayan. Aabot sa 4 hanggang 5 taon na pag-aaral ng batas na siya magiging pundasyon para sa pagkuha ng Philippine Bar Examinations. Paniniwala ng isang Pilipinas sa may pinakamahirap na bar exams dahil sa malawak nitong sakop at sa mga pabago-bagong batas at jurisprudensya. Kaya naman inaabangan taon-taon ng paglalabas ng Korte Suprema ng mga pumapasa sa bar exams kung saan bakas ang emosyon ng mga pumapasa at maging sa mga hindi pinalad. Pero ang pagiging abogado ay parehong responsibilidad at pribilehiyo. Kaya bilang isang ganap na abogado, ano nga ba ang kanilang trabaho? At bilang may alam sa batas, ano nga ba ang hindi dapat nila nilalabag? Ngayong araw makakasama natin ang Executive Director ng Integrated Bar of the Philippines o IBP na si Attorney Patrick Velez upang ipaliwanag sa atin kung ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng pagiging abogado. Para naman po sa ating mga tagapakanood na gusto din maging abogado, ano po ba talaga yung first step on becoming a lawyer sa ating bansa?
First step is the resolve. Kailangan alam mo kung ano yung gusto mo, no? Because most people would mistake it na parang yung becoming a lawyer is actually a shortcut. It's the shortcut to fame, fortune. It's not the case because lawyering has responsibilities. It requires ethics. It requires a certain amount of integrity on the part of the lawyer. So, una talaga is the firm resolve on your own that you want to serve the whole of society. After that, you will have to be ready now to take up 8 years of a minimum of 8 years in studies to be able to qualify pag nag-exam ka na for your regular bar. So, hindi siya yung napakadali kasi hindi ho talaga madali ang pag-aaral ng batas dahil sobrang dami po niyan. Nung time namin na wala pa yung mga digital technologies, pag nag-aaral kami nung, hindi ko nababanggatin kung kailan, no? But that's 26 years ago, hard books kami nag-aaral. Sa ngayon kasi, you can use the internet to look at cases, the laws. Nung time ko, parang nasa 300 na yung skra namin. So, imagine na lang yung large. A very important aspect of preparing for law school is reading, writing, and then finally, probably the use of your legal mind, practical aspects also of practice. But the more important thing really is also to have that sort of moral integrity, which is actually the most important amongst all of these things.
Natatangi ang Philippine Bar Examinations sa mga licensure examinations sa bansa na hindi sakop ng Professional Regulation Commission o PRC. Ito ay pinangangasiwa ng Supreme Court o Korte Suprema na nakaayon sa ating 1987 Constitution. Ngayong 2026 isasagawa ang bar examinations sa darating na September 6, 9 at 13 kung saan 6 na core subjects ang sakop ng buong exam. Para makapasa bilang abogado, kailangang hindi bababa sa 75% ang passing grade sa bar exams at hindi bababa ng 50% ang grade sa bawat core subjects. So pag-usapan naman po natin, sir, itong edukasyon nga po sa pagiging abogado. Gaano po ba kahirap yung bar examination? So gaano po yung preparations nun before taking the bar?
Lahat ng bar exams, mahirap. Sunod ng sinabi ko, you have to be prepared. May undergraduate ka, tapos yung ano mismo. But hindi naman imposibleng i-hurdle ang bar exams. Ang importante lang is training yourself. Discipline siya eh. It's all about the discipline in studying. There are several modalities para malaman mo siya. But all of that requires hard work, requires discipline. So, kung mag-aaral ka for the bar, mag-aaral ka ng, kahit makagraduate man lang, you'll have to spend those 4 years. Some would even go for 5 years para lang maaral ng maayos yung batas. Kasi the greatest difficulty there is kung nag-aral ka, mali ang naaral mo, mali din yung may bibigay mo sa mga kapatid natin na nangailangan ng tulong mo.
So, i-clarify lang po natin, attorney, may age limit po ba sa mga gustong
Wala. Wala. May isa akong kaibigan na nag-exam siya ng bar. He was already beyond 50 eh. Kaya lang kasi, nagkakansawan sila. Pero, maka 60 na yata. Took the bar, pass it. Was even in the top 10. So, hindi siya age. Another one is yung parang CPA lawyer in the northern part of took the bar. Is now a lawyer. So, effectively, wala naman age limit yan.
So, ano po ba yung mga skills and values po na dapat ma-develop again ng mga aspiring lawyers before pursuing this career?
Primarily because you deal with books. You deal with the necessity of reading. Dapat meron kang skill sa pagbabasa, of course, no? Since also, you have to file pleadings, you have to answer the bar using the written word, dapat magaling ka rin magsulat. So, pag-aaralan mo yung grammar. Kasi minsan stricto yung mga teachers mo. Kahit tama yung sagot mo dahil mali yung grammar mo. For example, ang dami mong naririnig magsasabi ng evidences. Parang ganon. Alam naman natin, pagdating sa grammar, wala talagang word na evidences. Dapat yan, pieces of evidence. Sample lang naman ito, no? But, yun yung isa. Pangatlo, kailangan matuto ka rin magsalita with a certain amount of, what would you call it, hindi pride eh. The right word is confidence. Kasi, you go to court. Ang method po kasi ng instruction method pagdating sa law school, yung law school proper, is Socratic. It's an old practice where the teacher and the student, they will exchange questions and answers eh. Unlike sa college, no? Sa college kasi, pwedeng nag-lecture lang yung teacher mo, tapos ikaw, nandun ka. When it comes to law school, the participation is important. And you're actually graded doon sa recitation mo. Ang exams, of course, sa pagsusulat. But there are also other things where you will have to master yung art of speaking because may moot court ka, may mga debate sessions. So as far as these three are concerned, these are all essentials. Then it is also necessary for you to have a discipline sa pag-study because you have to understand, masyadong malawak po yung inaaral natin sa law na hindi siya kayang bunging. Siguro, if you spend yung mga cum laude natin sa college, no, mag-spend ka lang. Actually, if you just spend an hour a day to study, taas na grades mo eh. Pag nasa law school ka, pag 1 hour ka lang mag-aral, medyo mahirap yon. Usually, ang bare minimum dyan is 3 hours per 1 unit. Yun yung aking computation. But it should be more. And stick to a schedule. Pagdating naman doon sa preparation mo, really, you will have to be guided by your own moral standing, no, yung foundation mo. Because kung hindi mo nakita yung ethical responsibilities no, from the start, nagsimula ka na ng problema sa dulo. Remember, in the bar, lahat naman ng law professions will have to require you to understand yung ethics of the profession.
Inaabot ng higit 4 hanggang 5 taon na pag-aaral ng mga batas, executive order, ordinansa at iba pa upang makapag-apply sa bar exams. Iba pa ito sa pagkuha ng inyong undergrad course. Sa Pilipinas, aabot sa 140 hanggang 153 units ang kailangang i-take ng mga bar candidate. Noon ay abot sa 8 core subjects ang inaaral ng mga law school students, pero noong 2020 ay nagbago na ito sa 4 hanggang 6 ng mga core subject.
So, marami nga po mga estudyante yung parang intimidated going to this law school. Aside from sa mga sinabi niyo po, may mga ma-advise pa po ba sa inyo, kayo, sa mga aspiring lawyers na intimidate sa concept of law school?
The intimidation comes from the lack of preparation. If you prepared enough, kasi iba din po yung preparation, no? Iba din yung strategically approaching the study habits required. Sometimes, you will even have to re-engineer, no? Yung parang, ano bang tawag nila? Parang backwards yung kwan mo. Pag nag-compute ka ng studies mo, titignan mo dun sa exams, final exams, tapos you work back. So, titignan mo from anong date. So, i-schedule mo talaga siya. Studying law really requires discipline. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun, no? Mahirap din yun. But you will have to dedicate time doon. So if you're being intimidated by it, life in itself is intimidating already. If you will be intimidated by law school, then you will also be intimidated by life. Simple lang yan. Law school is not to be treated as a problem. It is a challenge for us to surmount. So for those who want to be lawyers, you just need to be prepared for it.
So, dako naman tayo, sir, sa mga responsibilities ng mga lawyers. Ano po ba yung mga primary duties of being a lawyer sa ating bansa?
Sa atin naman po kasi, in the Philippines, we are covered by the Code of Professional Responsibility and Accountability. No? The CIPRA, which we call the CIPRA, is an issuance of the Supreme Court. Because all lawyers, the practice of law is not a right. It is a privilege. It is regulated by the Supreme Court because it's constitutional. No? The Supreme, even yung Sharia counselors, they're also regulated by the Supreme Court. So, our guidebook, as far as regular lawyers are concerned, would be the CIPRA. Ano ba ang laman ng CIPRA? Code of Ethics. So, ano ang requirements doon? Integrity, independence, accountability. Ngayon, lalo na ngayon because of the changes in technology, nasama na ngayon yung conduct of a lawyer in the digital world, the use of AI, conflict of interest. So, it's a whole gamut of responsibilities na nandun. But the foundation really of that is your relationship with the following. Your relationship with the Supreme Court, the one which guides you. The second one is your relationship with your client kasi you owe them the fidelity. Kaya kailangan mo mag-aral. Hindi ka pwedeng abogadong oo ka lang ng oo. In fact, sa ngayon, there are certain rules doon sa nagbibigay ng opinion in social media, 'di ba? Kasi ang iniisip nila dahil SOCMED, pwede ako magbigay ng opinion at any time. But CIPRA now covers that. Ingat ka sa sinasabi. Paano kung nagkamali ang sinabi mo? So may mga responsibilities already which now takes into account yung evolution ng technology din natin. The third one, since may relationship tayo with the client, with the Supreme Court, the third one is your relationship with the society and everything else, no? That includes also your relationship with government. In all of those 4 relationships, you will have to be guided by concepts of accountability, independence, integrity, all of that. The moral and ethical standards required of a professional.
So pagdating naman po sa mga practices, sir, ano naman po ba yung pagkakaiba ng lawyer, prosecutor, and judge? Ano po ba yung mga differences sila in terms of their mandate and duties po?
Sa practice of law, lahat sila lawyers. Now, if we use sa ibang countries po kasi, I just found this out, no? Kasi yung IBP ngayon, we're having a lot of interactions with different jurisdictions. Lately, we just had the ASEAN Bar Summit, no? So nakakausap namin ng ibang and we've been going around to the different embassies so that we can exchange. Magkakaiba pala ang system. In other countries, if you want to be part of the judiciary, pagpasok mo ng law school, judiciary na kaagad. Hindi siya yung sa atin kasi, 'di ba? Lahat law muna. And then magpe-prejud ka, magpupunta ka sa PhilJA para mag-qualify ka for the judiciary. Sa kanila, simula pa lang judiciary ka na. Kung magpa-private practice ka, isa din yung dadaanan mo. But in our case, it's different because everyone is trained as a lawyer. You do your specialization later on. Yung fiscals or prosecutors, they're also lawyers in a sense, except that the public prosecutors will work under the Department of Justice. Kasama na rin yung OSG as part of the governmental processes, no? So may specific sila na na-handle. Yung mga fiscals or prosecutors natin, pagdating sa mga criminal cases, yun yung hinahandle nila. But sometimes they're also deputized by the Solicitor General's Office or the Office of the Solicitor General to handle certain matters. Ang OSG po kasi, yan ang abogado natin ng gobyerno. It's actually the largest law office in the whole of the Philippines, yung OSG. Ang judge naman, meron minsan tayo nagkakamali because we say, ang judge hukom. But in Islam, in Arabic, pag sinabi mong hukom, it is the judgment itself. But sige lang, medyo paano, no? So when we say the judge or yung hukom in our normal parlance, ang role niya is to decide cases. Take note that the Constitution now requires that if the judge comes out with a decision, it must be supported by the 1, facts which were presented, and then 2, the law pertinent to that dilemma, and always observing the constitutional guarantee of due process. So, dapat may notice and hearing and all of those things. So, yun yung pinaka-basic na difference natin dun sa tatlo.
So, gano'n na lang po kahalaga yung integrity nga po and ethics in
In
legal profession?
everything, ethics is important. Because the practice of law is not a money-making venture. People may mistake it to be so, no? Na parang, kaya ako maging lawyer kasi magkakapera ako. Hindi. Law is a profession. And as a profession, it is saddled with responsibilities. Sabi ko nga kanina, di ba, may relationship ka dun sa 4 na minention natin. So overall yan, for you to be able to function well as a lawyer, then kailangan mong maging ethical also. Yun ang... So part and parcel of the profession is its ethical considerations.
Abangan sa susunod na linggo. Bukod sa kanilang mga trabaho, aalamin din natin kung hanggang saan lang ba ang pagiging abogado at ano ang mga hindi dapat nila gawin.
If you read the CIPRA, may mga iba-iba pong penalties, no, depending on the classification of the violation. Pero grave, less grave, etc. So it would range from disbarment, suspension, a few years to something, a suspension of so many number of months, or even days. Ang Supreme Court ay very kwan siya, no? Pagdating sa merong nasaktan na kliyente, you cannot assume
Yes.
that someone is guilty already. Everyone is entitled to representation.
Yes.
Lahat ng yan dito lang sa Hoy! Bawal Yan!
Bunsod ng naitalang 17 individual na ang kanilang naaresto.
Ng Metro Manila Development Authority o MMDA ang No Contact Apprehension Policy o NCAP sa Metro Manila.
Sa ang ilang mga dokumento ay peke. Hindi rin legal ang employment na ipinangako sa kanila.
Sa mata ng batas, mananagot ang sangkot at may sala. Dahil sa bawat paglabag, may karampatang parusa. Alamin ang mga pananagutan sa likod ng mga bawal dito sa Hoy! Bawal Yan!